Hi guys. I've always wanted to go sailing. Yeah, I know. Isn't this an old story? I think you'll see it many times on YouTube. You'll come across it when you talk to friends. Um, there are lots of people who want to go sailing. I think I've always liked boats. And it's been one of those dreams I've had for many years. But it was one of those sort of things that just never really happened. I got into restoring cars, old Italian cars. Got into restoring houses. I got stuck being employed, getting married, getting divorced, travelling, going skiing, all manner of things in my life. But sailing is one of those activities that I've just never been able to do for one reason or another. I guess mostly because I just didn't know people who would take me out on their boat. I didn't know where to start. There was just so much to learn in order to learn how to go sailing. Now, yeah, you can say, how hard is it? You put up some sails, the wind catches them, and basically you steer the boat in the right direction. That's assuming you know where you're going, of course. So, where do you start? As I said, there are a million sort of videos on YouTube that'll teach you how to sail, all the technical aspects of it, be it about navigation, be it about the electrical systems and the mechanical systems on a boat, be it about boat design, that is, whether you're after a sloop, masthead sloop, or a ketch. Do you want cutter rig, non-cutter rig? Everything down to anchor designs. There's technical stuff out there on organising a marine survey of a boat that you're interested in, what it costs, what they're looking for, be it the state of the hull, be it the state of the rigging, the sails, the engine, down to even things like what sort of design do you want in terms of a layout inside a boat. I talked to some people recently about this. One was a marine surveyor, and the other one was a long-term yacht owner, and a very experienced sailor. Two bits of advice they gave me. One was from the marine surveyor, and he said, there are three things you need to think about. He said, do you like the look of the boat? In other words, the shape, the layout. Can you afford it? That kind of goes without saying, doesn't it? If you can't afford the boat in the first instance, forget it. You're never going to be able to go sailing on your own boat. Sure, you can go sailing on somebody else's, and they always say that it's often the cheapest way to go sailing. But if you want to go sailing, and if you wanted to be the master of your own destiny as to where you go, in the end, you have to have your own boat. It's common sense. But of course, if you're going to buy a boat, then you've also got to understand the ongoing costs, the maintenance costs. Everything from mooring fees or marina fees through to annual surveys, through to the simple ongoing maintenance costs. You've got to look at what are the materials the boat's made from: steel, fiberglass, wood, whatever. The experienced yachty I spoke to, he said that you ought to draw up a list of the key features that you want on a boat, and then work out what are the main priorities. In other words, do you want a sloop? Do you want a ketch? Down to things such as, do you want a three-blade prop, two-blade prop, in-boom furling, in-mast furling, neither of those, skeg rudder, spade rudder? What sort of radio communication equipment do you want on board the boat? Do you want AIS, transceiver, or a responder only? There's so much. So and I'm not even going to remotely profess I'm any expert on this. All I can say is that over the last year to the last 2 years, I've really actually been thinking hard about, I want to learn to sail. I'd love to have my own boat. and therefore, both of those factors, how do I get the necessary experience so that when I do get my own boat, and that's assuming I do, that I actually be competent enough to actually sail the damn thing. Now, again, as I said, there's stacks of info on YouTube. You can talk to people, experienced yachties. You can join a yacht club, as I've done. I've joined the Cruising Yacht Club of Tasmania. Through to you can read books. I've got here a copy of Reed's Skipper's Handbook for Sail and Power. I've also got a copy of the Competent Crew for New Crew and Competent Crew Students. It's not a bad book. I've borrowed it from a friend of mine. There's books on navigation. This one's a Newcomer's Guide. Sorry about that. I haven't actually read this one yet. I will do. Through to, and there's plenty of books out there. There's magazines out there. But truthfully, I think the key to it is actually getting on board people's boats, trying out sailing on as many different boats as possible. Go racing. There's plenty of people who go twilight racing during the week or on weekends and things like that. They're always looking for crew, and there's always going to be opportunities for novices to actually get on board and start learning the basics. What's a halyard? What's a sheet? Which one do you need to pull when you're tacking, or learn what a jibe is? There's so much. And don't be scared. Ask questions. You're going to make mistakes. I've made many already. But it doesn't matter. I think if you're keen, you're willing to learn, you're willing to put in some effort, anyone can actually learn to sail. To be a skipper of your own boat, that goes another level. But again, if you don't start at the bottom and learn the basics, you're never going to be able to be competent and confident enough to actually sail your own boat. So I'm in that learning stage. I've done some twilight racing. I did a season over the last summer. I've done some overnight sails, some day sails with friends on their boats, through to then doing a 14-day cruise up the east coast of Tasmania, up to Bass Strait, to Flinders and Deal Island. Now, I've made a series of videos of that trip, which I will post on YouTube after this one. But I've got to start somewhere, so I might as well sort of introduce myself and what my aims are. In the long run, racing is not really what I want to do. I'm more interested in cruising. That's why I joined the Cruising Yacht Club. I think that in the interim, basically what I'll be doing is continuing to go sailing on other people's boats and learn as much as I can do. I'm certainly looking at boats, both online. Again, there's a myriad of resources up there, websites. For people like here in Australia, we have things like Yacht Hub, and locally we've got a number of brokerages here, and they always have boats for sale. You can go and look at the boats, because again, ultimately you've got to figure out what sort of boat you want, what size. Are you interested in solo sailing, single-handed sailing, or short-handed sailing, in other words, with one or two crew? Are you interested in doing passages? Well, yeah, I am interested in doing passages. The sail up the east coast of Tassie, for 2 weeks, included some ocean sailing, blue water sailing, and I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I wasn't scared. We did an overnight sail. I got a little bit seasick a couple of times, but that's okay. It certainly didn't put me off. Is sailing romantic? Yeah, it can be. There's no doubt about that. But it can be also bloody hard work. If you look at the many videos that are online, even the very experienced cruisers will tell you it's not all fun. It can actually be bloody hard work. It can be scary. Problems will occur, which you've got to be able to solve, be it mechanical, electrical, you name it. Leaks on a boat, there's all manner of stuff. That's why I say you've got to approach learning to sail with a very open mind, but you also need to be extremely realistic. There's no guarantees that you're going to necessarily enjoy every time you go out sailing. There are going to be probably times that are going to scare you. Quite frankly, the thought of climbing the mast at sea during a storm is not something I'd remotely relish. But it could, it could happen that you might have to be required to do that. Hopefully, that's not something I'll ever have to experience, but it's possible. I think the key to it is have a go and give it your best shot. For me, the time's right. I've been working for nearly 30 years, and I've got the point in my life where I don't have kids. I've got a partner, but I'm not satisfied with what I'm doing. I left work. I retired, and a number of things all just gelled together for me. It was the right time for me to do this. I read a book by a new sailor, a lady called Annie Dyke. She has her own YouTube channel called Have Wind Will Travel, and I can certainly recommend checking out her videos. I would definitely recommend reading her book, A Side of a Sailor. Thanks, Annie. That book really spoke to me. This one and your previous book, your other book you've written, really thoroughly enjoyed them. But the point was, she gave me the courage to actually believe in myself. And that's the truth. You've actually got to believe in yourself. You have to have some level of confidence that you can actually learn to sail. There are people who have learnt sailing when they were kids, and they've sailed right throughout their lives. Brilliant, lucky them. But here I am, I'm 56, and I'm learning from scratch. And what I can say is, after the 2-week cruise up the east coast of Tassie, I felt reasonably confident in terms of hoisting sails, trimming sails, knowing which sails to put up, when, or pull down, depending on the conditions, using chart plotter, steering, basic ideas about anchorage, cooking aboard a boat. Hey, that's fine. I love cooking, so that's part of the fun of going sailing as well. Dropping the anchor somewhere, each night, and then figuring out what you're going to have for dinner, glass of wine, beer, or whatever. It's all really good. Anyway, enough of me prattling on. As I said, I just really wanted to introduce myself. I'll work out a name for my YouTube channel on sailing. But welcome, and I hope you enjoy the videos of the trip to Flinders Island and Deal Island up in Bass Strait. All right, cheers guys, bye.